I'm a little bit nervous and excited because this is going to be my first video on my, first video I'm talking on my channel. So I hope you can forgive me in my, how can I say, maybe in my mistakes when I'm trying to say something, and this is not a rehearsed video. I don't really have much of a script, so this is the words that's and my real thinkings that are, I'm just making these sentences up as I am talking to you guys. So please forgive me if I am not much of a smooth talker right now. Right, so today's topic is going to be about career change. Yes. Which is not pretty. It's not a pleasant experience to go through. Why, you may ask? Because for me, I thought I might be staying in hospitality industry until I can stop working, because I love serving people. I love giving new experiences, memorable experiences, especially to my guests. No matter how small it is, doesn't matter on the size, or a gift, or the experience. I want my guests to be happy. However, hospitality field is an industry that is mainly based on wants, not needs. So sometimes customers can be really demanding, and yes, this industry is customer oriented, so it's normal to be demanding. It's fine, which I can totally understand. However, it's not fine when a customer starts to ask you ridiculous requests or demands. When they start stating them. Like, for example, I have many fun and interesting experiences with customers. So this customer, she was checking into the hotel and she was demanding that she want the specific room that has a little balcony, and we gave her that. But I was a front desk agent at the time, and then she came back down to the front desk saying that, you know what, I don't like the room, I want to change the room. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am, may I know what's wrong with the room? And she's like, I don't like the way the furniture looks in my room. I'm sorry, ma'am, can you please elaborate? Like, what don't you like about the furnitures in the room? She's like, oh, I just don't like the way that they are put in the room, and I don't know, I don't like the colors of the furniture. And I'm like, oh, I understand, man. I'm so sorry you have to go through this, but I'm sorry, we don't have any rooms right now that's available anymore. We're all booked out. And she's like, no, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. I booked this hotel for like years ago. La, la, la. And I'm like, I am sorry, but we can't change rooms. And immediately she became like this kind of like Mother Gothel. And then she's like, I want to talk to the manager. And I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, sure. Just a moment. Let me go get my manager. Of course, I explained everything to my manager right now, while I was trying to get the manager then, and I was like, she was this. So he was like, oh, okay, it's fine, let me handle it. So of course he said the same thing to her. I'm sorry, we just don't have enough room for you now. This is outrageous, I don't like this, and alright, I am checking out. So we're like, okay. I mean, like, the manager was like, yes, ma'am, sure. I mean, if this is your wish, because we really don't have any rooms to even, to change for you. So we're utterly and completely sorry about this. And she's like, this is the worst hotel ever. I'm never coming back. Yes, yeah, there are some customers like that. Of course, we also had to face with Karens. It's gonna be another story about this, but yeah, this these kind of guests that you have to sometimes deal with. There are also some type of guests who treat you like a punching bag. Yeah. So they were having a bad day and they would just come and blame to you because you don't know some of the information that they're asking, which is totally kind of unrelated with your job. So once I was called stupid because I didn't know of the wedding package prices. I don't know whether it was me or I don't know which hotel he has been to, but he was asking me about wedding packages to a front desk agent. Okay, maybe somewhere in the world, some hotels might train your front desk guests about this wedding package information, but so far in the hospitality field, I've been in this field for 9 years. I've never been trained, I mean, as a front desk agent, to know about wedding package prices, except sales or marketing. Maybe they will know these prices, like, the wedding planners in the hotels, the resorts. That's their job to know. It's not my job. I'm just the one who checks people into the room, make sure the rooms are cleaned from the system, and having, providing great experience checking into the hotel and making sure if their stay was fine when they check out. And yeah, I mean, mainly that's my job, not knowing wedding package prices. So yeah, I was called stupid because of that. So of course, as a normal human being, I can always say, this is not my job to know. I could always say that. I could have said that, but as I'm someone who would just keep it all in and then just, let it all out by myself alone. So these are the kind of moments that you have to step back and try to reconnect to your inner peace. It's fine, it's alright. This is my job. I cannot lash out at a guest. I cannot do that. This is not in my job description, and that's just not my job. So there's just no understanding of human to human, which is really kind of sad, I'm seeing less and less humanity these days, especially in the hospitality field too. It's crazy. People think just that they can just snap their fingers just because they have money, they can get anything. There are some guests who are pretty humble. I'm not saying all are bad in hospitality industry. Who are pretty humble, they're understanding. They're like, oh, it's okay, I'm so sorry you're having a bad day, well, hopefully it will turn out better, and we really appreciate you checking in us, it's been such a great experience. So yeah, there are guests who are total angels and there are guests who are total devils. So you just have to know how to work through it. Of course, hospitality taught me a lot how to communicate, how to observe people's behaviors. As a front desk agent, you kind of need those skills too. If a guest is in a hurry, don't just keep on explaining the procedures. Just tell them the room, where it is, where it's located, take which elevators, and off they go. But if the guest wants to have a great check-in experience, or they have time, they chill, then you can explain all of the facilities of your hotel, what it offers, the benefits, perks, spas, attractions near the resort or the hotel that you work in. So you need to know, you need to have those kind of skills, observant skills, people skills, and work through the check-in experience. Another thing is management. So I was working as an HR before too. So back in my country, even though I was an HR, I was mostly everywhere actually. I wouldn't want to call myself HR. I was actually managing about HR. I was hiring employees. I was also managing the hotel. I was half operating manager, even sometimes housekeeper. sometimes housekeeping manager. I was all over the place because the hotel is quite small. It's just 28 rooms, so it's not so much. But there were long-term guests that stays in this hotel because the factory is just near, like it's just 1 minute walk. So literally the hotel is here and the factory is here. So boom, it's very convenient for them to go to work. So they stayed at this hotel for like 6 to 8 months. And so of course we have to make sure the rooms are daily, maintained, cleaned, and they would sometimes order food that they want, so we have to arrange the cutleries, and of course sometimes if they want to order from the hotel's restaurant too, we provide that too. They were Chinese guests and pretty chill, they just come in, come out. So mostly they were not always in the room except for off days. Other than that, they would just go for work and come back around the evening and chill in their own rooms. Pretty easy to take care of. However, when local guests come, that's when you have to be careful. Like, careful means that you're maintaining proper service levels. Hospitality is about making a person feeling relaxed, chilled at the place that you're staying in, right? So you don't want to add more stress to them when they come, but it adds stress to you, making sure everything is correct, for them. That's smooth sailing for them. I had this experience once that the guest was trying to ask for a Wi-Fi password, but the staff didn't really understood English. So they know what Wi-Fi is, but like he was asking in a way that, so does this hotel, like he was asking how much of, okay, I think he was asking, how fast is the Wi-Fi? So of course the staff wouldn't really know that information, but I had to get in there and say, actually this Wi-Fi, it's fine if you use 1 to 2 person, but it's not really that fine if you're using as a group. So like, this is when it comes to the training of the staff's language skills. So I also played a role in there of training the staff in language too. So what I'm trying to say is I train the staff too, and even in their language skills, especially in English. So I was mainly training, hiring, operating a hotel, sometimes being a part-time front desk agent, housekeeping manager, housekeeper, because I had experience in housekeeping too, also as an F&B and front desk and later HR. So yeah, I was all over. I was also an events planner too. I was planning events for the hotel, and attracting customers, posting on social media, and creating a profile for a hotel. I have hands in many areas, which I learned a lot. I don't think this experience was worthless for me. It was a total new lessons that I was becoming a better person of myself. This experience, I really liked it. However, later, I realized that no matter how much I train people, no matter how much I want my employees to learn, to have curiosity, to be, excited about offering the greatest memorable experiences, or, to the guests, getting, out there and be just like, let's do this. You can't. Kudos to those who could, but for me, I didn't achieve to that stage. I will be honest. Maybe I gave up too soon, or maybe it's just that I am, not experienced enough yet, or it's just the people. The one thing that I noticed is that people, in my country would ask how much salary that they are earning first, rather than showing their skills, what they can offer to the hotel or to their employer. You know, don't, for me, don't come and ask me how much are you going to give me before you can tell me or show me how much you can offer for us. Of course, I'm going to give you the base salary, but don't say that I'm not going to work in this place because I deserve much better without even letting me know or seeing how qualified you are. Definitely, if you're qualified, hell yeah, I am willing to give you the salary that you're asking me. That's fair. You gave me your, your experiences, your work ethics, your, skills, but don't say that. Don't ask me for how much you're gonna give me, huh? And which even you're not even qualified to know. One time I had this guy who came and asked for a security job. So he was asking how much am I gonna get first? And I'm like, I'm sorry, we're not hiring. Actually we were hiring, but then just because of how he asked, how he just approached to that subject was just, oh, it pissed me off good. It really pissed me off. Yeah. So, oh my god. Yeah. And then, okay, so this was me working as an HR in that hotel. But then later, I was also working as an HR at some other place. I don't want to reveal the country or the hotel for security reasons. So far, I haven't reviewed any of the countries that I've worked in, except my country, the hotel that I've worked. Just now, I was explaining, but yeah. Either way, so this country that I'm working, I was working as an HR administrator. There, it is a unique brand. It has its own branch on its own. However, this is when I became totally depressed working in a hospitality industry. This really pulled me out of hospitality industry. As I was working in another country, I got to see many types of nationalities and the way people worked, the way people act, and the way people are always looking for their own benefits. My mom is calling now. Hold on. Hi. This is the another day. I'm recording this now. So yeah, as you can see, I did dye my hair, but that's not the point. The point is, yes, like I was saying, I got to meet many type of people, type of nationalities I had to deal with. There were a lot of limitations too, to be honest, in that country that I had to work in. So it wasn't, I guess I did learn a lot. However, it wasn't the environment that I really want to work in. So I was depressed. I became depressed to a point that every day I live with anxiety, I live with stress, and every time I go to work, I would always be feeling stressed and like as if I am not living anymore, I was so consumed by everything and scared that I might make a mistake on some system or how to make and order things as an HR for the employees, hostels and stuff. So I was so frustrated of myself too. I started to even doubt in my abilities as like, am I even meant for this? Should I even do this? Because it became such a burden to me and to my health, my mental health mainly. So I was like, no. And one of my family members was also not feeling well, so I also had to come back for that. like everything was crumbling down at that time. So yeah, and I then decided that, I've had enough of people, like, especially dealing with a lot of unwanted energy. Yes, every work is going to require you, well, maybe 80% of professions requires you to interact with people, which is fine. But I don't want to work anymore in an environment that is just so toxic. Plus, I can handle the customers, but the environment that I worked in was so toxic. It was toxic to an extent that you just, like, you have to completely bow out if you aren't up for it. I wasn't up for it, and I feel no shame admitting that I wasn't up for it, because I cannot thrive in that kind of environment. So yeah, I quit the job. I came back to Thailand just to, be with my parents, and started to get my life back on track and discover who I am again. I have to start from the base again. So, of course, I talked to my parents about this, that I want to change careers. Of course, my parents were worried that, why are you doing this now? You did graduated with hospitality just last, 4 years ago. Like, this is not ideal. And I'm like, I know it isn't the most ideal for me. I didn't thought that this is going to happen too. But I just really need to be in a profession now that answers to my soul calling. Yes, I am happy in the hospitality industry. I am happy in service related industry, but I've always had this side of me that is always hungry for knowledge. I always want to learn. I want to read different things. I would love to just discover more about it. So like, for example, you show me, right? This is the brain. So I was like, okay, what's in the brain, like, what are the sections, what are the functions, what's the anatomy of it, how does it work? Well, like, how does each part, functions together? Like, which part of the brain lights up, which section, like, lights up when you're like doing something creative, so I've always had the researcher type personality with me since I was young too. So I am always a curious person. I love to learn. I love to share. Also, that's why I'm also an English language teacher here in Japan. Well, actually, I'm an assistant language teacher. I'm an AOT. However, I cannot reveal my company's name due to personal and private reasons. So yeah, however, right now I am still on my journey as an AOT, but still on the sideline, I am studying neuroscience. I am studying about the body, human anatomy. I'm starting to learn more about everything. I am learning online courses too, online. And it's been a journey, but it totally healed me of the missing piece that I felt throughout my life. Since I was young, I always wanted to be, kind of like a research type person. I wanted to be like a paleontologist. Later, I wanted to become a historian. And later, I wanted to be a writer. All are kind of research-based profession. But right now, I am heading towards to become a neuropsychiatrist. First, it wasn't my aim to become a neuropsychiatrist. Why? Because I thought that, to be a doctor, it's not really part of me. I never wanted and thought about becoming a doctor. But, like, after I've researched into the profession and my interests that aligns together, is that becoming a neuropsychiatrist is the one that's actually meant for me, because I still want to initiate with people. I still want to talk to people. I still want to know my patient's progress. I would still like to know the medications that I subscribed are helping or not. I want that human connection still. So before discovering what a neuropsychiatrist is, I wanted to be a clinical neuropsychologist. However, this role requires you to stay and mostly just conduct research with older people with Alzheimer's, dementia, other type of dementias like frontotemporal dementia, and many types of other dementias, and you just conduct tests for them and you make reports out of them. I'm sure there's more to the field, but I'm like, I don't think that's really me. It's fine that I do research on some other hand, but on the other hand, I was like, I want more. I want to research more about the brain, so yeah, apparently neuropsychiatry seems like the best fit for me. So right now I am working towards that. I am way far from becoming a medical student yet. Right now I'm just gonna pursue an online degree next year. But right now I also am learning online courses too in neuroscience. But yeah, it's just, the transition just transitioned so quickly. So I hope this will be some kind of encouragement for the people out there who are also in between career changes. I really hope it can help. If you have any questions, reach out to me. It's fine. Leave some comments down below. I'll try to answer any questions as possible, as much as I can. I'm sorry if my topic is here and there and here and there, because that's actually how it was, it is how my journey started. And it's just, life is amazing. I never ever, even wildest dreams, thought about becoming a doctor. I never ever in my wildest dreams thought that I would be changing careers, and like I said in the beginning, I will still be in the hospitality field. I'll be involved in it, but however, not as much as I was as before anymore. And we can all just hope and do our best towards our new goal and our second career. And I really hope that this video helped you out. Thank you.